Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Darkest Diaries for #Diary Friday. Now, before you ask where the video is, or if my camera's glitching again or something like that, it's not. I've had a rough day. I've been editing for the whole night, literally last night, and then today when I was ready to upload a whole video which was 25 minutes long or 30 minutes long, the files got like corrupted halfway through and I have to re-edit from scratch, and I don't want to be on camera right now, but I also don't want to leave you guys without a video, so here we are. You know, honestly, this is how podcasts usually are anyway. They're usually taken without video and, you know, posted on the Spotify or iTunes or something like that, and it's kind of just played in the background anyway. So welcome to the talking topic of today's podcast, dealing with YouTube struggles and just struggles in general with recording and editing and just that sort of thing. So sit back, grab a snack and let's talk, because this is going to be a bit of a unusual one, more of a raw, open, ranting kind of podcast today, but hopefully you like it, so enjoy. And I know, you know, to you lot, I haven't been on YouTube for all that long. It's only been maybe a month or a month and a half, but I've actually been doing YouTube for a lot longer than that. For those of you who do know me from school or from just years ago, I've been on YouTube since I was 9 years old, so just less than a decade. I've had previous channels before this where I did used to upload, and I've been on here since I was 9 years old. Obviously not uploading high quality content or anything like that, but you know, just uploading things to YouTube, whatever I wanted, pretty much the same style as it is now. And I'm kind of just gonna feedback on that, I guess you could say. And I've also been editing since I was how old? Okay, so I started filming and making like little home movies at 8 years old, so that's 10 years. And then I actually started editing when I was 11 years old. 11 or 10? No, 11? Yeah, 11 years old. So I've been filming and editing for a few years now. And along with that, you know, I naturally took to YouTube and Instagram and social media platforms like that. And the one that's given me, I feel like, the most frustration and most struggle is YouTube, and I'm kind of just going to feedback on that today. Obviously, this is not in any way to slander YouTube, because obviously this isn't a YouTube problem. This is like my problem, my exporting problems and stuff like that. And I really do love making videos and uploading and, you know, seeing the aftermath of my efforts. Just kind of seeing the aftermath after I make a video or after I make podcasts, and kind of seeing it go live. And then usually I don't really watch the videos on the same day it's uploaded. I kind of leave it for a day or a couple days and then come back to it, just so I can not like, what's it called, so I can kind of see it from a refreshed perspective rather than how it edited it, and just see it from the viewer's point of view, because usually times that I have watched it directly after it's edited and uploaded, it's kind of just like, you know, I'm in the whole I've been editing for like a couple hours and I just want to like stop watching it. So it's a refreshing sight and a refreshing perspective to see it after a few days it's been uploaded. Obviously I don't just watch my videos randomly whenever I'm looking for something to watch, because I don't know, that's just a bit weird. But it is nice to kind of see the aftermath of the whole video itself, and I really like that kind of perspective of it, and that kind of that appeal of making videos and uploading to YouTube and Instagram and various other sites. But along with that comes struggle and frustration and just general frustration and annoyance, I guess you could say. So I had a 26-minute video around about there, fully edited, ready to be uploaded, and it was in the middle of exporting, and it's been exporting for, you know, the whole night, and halfway through it cut out and it just didn't export because I had lack of storage, even though I made sure, you know, I had sufficient enough storage. I guess there was something installing in the background that I didn't know about. So then I re-exported it in the morning. Same thing happened. So I thought, okay, maybe I need to delete a few more files. I started deleting files and I didn't realize the files I was deleting was extra cutout clips. So when I record, I have a few extra clips that I sometimes don't use in the actual video, so I deleted those. But I didn't realize within that and amongst that, because it's all shot in the same way, so you know, like the way the clips look in the camera roll, they will look the same or similar because they were shot in the same setting and on the same camera they will look the same. So I accidentally deleted the clips that I used for the video, and that's what corrupted the files when I went to export it again. So now I have to edit from scratch because I needed to re-import it from my laptop, and it's just annoying. And yeah, so I have to re-edit that. It was fully edited and fully ready for today, Thursday, and then I was going to do the podcast after I uploaded that for tomorrow, or today when you're watching this, Friday. But things just don't go to plan, and now I need to re-edit it from scratch. So yeah, that's fun. I guess, you know, I have the general outline of how the actual video was panned out to be. I still have the current draft with all the corrupted files in my draft video edits, but I'm just gonna, you know, work it out again and recolorize everything, and yeah, it should be fun. But you know, that's just one of the many joys that comes with making videos. You know, there's always the risk of these several setbacks, and it's just about how you get through them, I guess you could say. That's been my day today, kind of re-exporting and re-importing and trying to figure out what I'm gonna do about the video. I actually got so mad at one point, this was a few hours ago. I got so mad that the files were corrupted. Obviously to my fault, you know, that's all completely my fault. I was being an idiot. I should have saw what files I was deleting in more depth, but I was so mad that I kind of just, you know, just went off the app, went on Snapchat, because I told my friends I was editing a quarantine vlog too, so I kind of went on there. I posted a really heavily worded angry snap, as everyone does, you know, when everyone's having a mental breakdown of sorts. They always take to Snapchat to kind of feedback on their feelings, and that's exactly what I did. And I told everyone, I'm done with YouTube, I'm done with editing, I'm done with videography. And like everyone, after they have their little hissy fit, their little rant on Snapchat or Twitter or wherever everyone goes to vent, obviously I came to the realization not soon after, maybe half an hour after I cooled down. Obviously I'm not going to quit YouTube, I'm not going to quit editing or videography, probably ever, because it's been a passion of mine ever since. And every time I have taken a break from it, even when I've taken, you know, like I think the longest break I've taken was a 1-year break. Even after that I came back and I carried on editing and carried on with videography and photography, and obviously I love it and I still love it. That's why I'm making this video, otherwise I wouldn't care as to uploading a podcast, because, you know, if I was done with YouTube I wouldn't strive to create a video 2 hours after I've had my meltdown. So there I am. And after that I kind of deleted Snapchat and said I was taking a social media detox, and that honestly has helped, you know, not seeing anything on Snapchat and not kind of speaking to anyone other than my best friend. My best friends have like calmed me down and made me happier, and you know, we had a little bit of a laugh, and then I told them I was just gonna rant on YouTube about it, and here I am. So that's one of the things about YouTube and making videos in general. There's always the risk of the files being corrupted and your edited videos and edited files, you know, taking a turn for the worse and just getting corrupted or getting lost. And that's exactly what's happened on multiple occasions. the amount of podcasts I've filmed I've never uploaded because of something to do in editing or exporting is absurd. There should be a good 8 podcasts live right now on YouTube, but there's only 3 and counting, or 4 including this, but 3 at the time of speaking. So that's annoying. What's the next one? The next one is coming up with actual content ideas, because, you know, especially in lockdown, the video scene is just so dry right now. Everyone's reusing the same tags, everyone's just doing Q&As, and it's so boring. And even like everyone's favorite YouTubers are just they're doing their best to do virtual videos and socially distant videos, and they're still just boring. There's nothing online. Netflix, everyone's pretty much gone through every single Netflix show and Netflix movie there is, and most series have been put on a break because they can't film anything else. But that's just lockdown side effects. But creating actual content ideas and turning them into videos does take a huge toll, and when you have an idea but you can't film them, I showed them actually in the quarantine video I was uploading. I have this little book and this little system of how I come up with ideas and how they turn from pen to paper to a physical video. And I have so many ideas, like the book is literally full of ideas, and then the ideas that I can't exactly film right now because of the quarantine and just general film setup as of right now. But the whole point of like quarantine is ruining everything. And you know, pairing the side effects of lockdown and the dryness of YouTube, pairing all of that with these kind of YouTube struggles, it's quite a perfect recipe for a natural disaster, aka my natural disaster. Obviously, this is a small, tiny fraction of the current affairs in the world, and obviously this has like no effect on the world whatsoever. But I feel like, you know, regardless of what's going on, it's just, you know, one of the many effects that are happening to people, not just in the video scene, just everyone has their heightened emotions right now, I guess you could say. Whether you're on like the sociopathic side of the spectrum, where your emotions have just been nullified right now and you don't feel anything because everyone's in such a static robotic state, or you're like me on this side of the spectrum where everything's kind of heightened. So when you find small joys in quarantine, they're heightened by a lot, with my small joy being YouTube and editing. Along with that comes heightened annoyance and anger and frustration when things fall through. But yeah, that's just life. Aside from this whole kind of talky topic of struggles and small problems in the world, alongside the bigger problem in the world, I do obviously know my problem is nothing compared to current affairs, and I don't know how many times I could say that in case anyone doesn't take this as a joke or as the kind of light-hearted meaning video it is meant to be. Thank you to all the frontline staff, you know, key workers, that includes shopkeepers, nurses, doctors, everyone in the key worker field, regardless of what they do. Just thank you for doing it. But yeah, it's just kind of the whole struggle of having the idea and then wanting to make it into a video but not having the means to do so, or not having the ability or capability at that time to do so. And it's just frustrating because you visualize what the perfect video of that idea would be in your mind, and then you make standards for yourself and you kind of culminate these kind of expectations for yourself of what the video should look like. For example, myself with Bound, my series, I know I mention it time and time again, and still we have not yet witnessed an episode, but I kind of created expectations for myself for what the whole series should look like, and that's why I don't want to put out any episodes yet until they look like, or at least come close to the expectations in my head, which are pretty high. So I don't know how long you guys will be waiting. But yeah, there's that. I guess the biggest struggle with YouTube is having the will to persevere through all the hurdles and through the struggles you may face, more so will face, because if you don't have will, you have nothing on YouTube. If you don't have the will to make good videos and the will to persevere through the struggles throughout making your ideas come to life, then you have nothing on YouTube and people will see through that. These people who just make like recycle the same videos but don't put like their heart into it, they're just putting it out for the sake of gaining subscribers and stuff like that, you can really see through it, as opposed to people who really put their heart and effort into their videos. And I'm not saying my videos are fully high quality, but they are, you know, they are produced to a standard that I would still watch and to a standard that I am still proud of, even though they might not be of the highest quality all the time, especially visual quality, but they are put to a standard where it does come, you know, straight from the heart. It does come straight from the heart and straight from the mind, and that's all that matters from a content creator's perspective, you know, just putting out something you like and what makes you happy, and just having the will to do that just takes a toll, I guess. But enough with all the negativity in this video. I don't want this video to be more negative than it needs to be. Obviously this is not, you know, the brightest podcast that it could or should be, but again, you know, podcasts are one of the only video types for me that are fully me in my raw personal kind of state of mind. And not to say that my main videos don't come straight from the heart, because they do, but these videos, these podcasts allow me to, you know, feed straight from the mind, straight from the heart, exactly what I'm feeling. And that's why I love making podcasts, which is why, you know, I'm not putting visual aid to this podcast, because that wouldn't be authentic, and I know I'd just be putting on a face just for the sake of the video, and I don't want it to be unauthentic, because I know that comes across in the video, and I just want to keep it as authentic as possible, so it doesn't seem fake or it doesn't seem forced or anything like that. You know, this is just my raw emotions at the end of the day, and my kind of virtual diary, I guess you could say. You know, YouTube is an escape for me, not an escape for anything at the moment, obviously. You know, I have a good life, I'm comfortable, and I'm greatly happy to be in the position that I am to do these things and to just be blessed with the life that I have. But sometimes even to the happiest people in the world, you know, there are things that just genuinely get people down, and this is one of them. But obviously with every frustration there comes light at the end of the tunnel, and that's why I'm still here. But enough with the rant and enough with all of this negativity. That I don't want to end this podcast with a negative note, because that's not who I am and that's not who I want to be. So on the more lighter note, how is everyone? How are you all doing? Hopefully this lockdown isn't taking too much of a toll on you, and if it is, you know, take the time out you need, take a detox, take some time to take care of yourself, and just, you know, don't lose yourself in this whole lockdown. We're all in this together and we'll all get through this together. As of things right now, things are starting to look up, I guess you could say. Well, at least around here they are. They're trying to open various institutions like universities and school, and, you know, I know a lot of people don't want to go back to school, but in another sense, I guess people do really miss their friends and want to just hang out. Obviously, socially distanced. Please practice social distancing if you do go out. But on that note as well, if you do need to go out, whether it be physically or mentally, you know, you can't keep yourself inside all day. Just go out, have your daily exercise. I'm not sure if that's a thing in other countries at the moment, but here, at least where I am, you're allowed one daily exercise, such as like walks or like a run in the park or something. Obviously practicing social distancing 2 meters apart. We generally go to a park every day or every other day for around 20 minutes to an hour. It's usually around 20 minutes. And we just have a little bit of walk, get fresh air, clear our mind, and then come back and go about our day. Just take time to take care of yourself during this lockdown, and take time to just reconcile mentally and physically, because this lockdown can take a heavy toll on everyone. I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. It's a bit of a different style with just audio, but I wanted to keep it as authentic and as raw emotions as possible, and hopefully you guys understand that. and hopefully I'll have this whole video situation sorted out for some time soon. As it stands right now, I don't think I'm gonna upload within the next couple days or so. Hopefully you guys understand, but I do try and push out podcasts weekly, regardless of the other videos I push out. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've liked this kind of raw emotions ranting podcast, and if you have anything else to rant about, if you want to feed off my rant, or if you just want to let some steam out, let out some emotions, don't keep it cooped up, don't keep it bottled up, just comment it down below and we can all rant together. But thank you so much for listening. Hopefully you have a great morning, evening or night wherever you are, and stay safe. Goodbye.